What's going on, guys? Cliff and Denny with On Your Own Outdoors. Hey guys, so today we're over here at XOP getting ready for the big drop tonight. I've got Jack here with me. I've already done the review for this product. What we wanted to do is go ahead and do an unboxing here in the warehouse. So what we've got is the XOP Revolt, the big talk of everybody. It's the fold flat climber. So what comes with it? So the first thing we've got is obviously the Revolt itself. Folds flat, beautiful colors. I really like the orange and black. But next off, we've got the seat. Oh, I'm a fan of white over here. I like it. We've got the seat. Cool thing about the seat on this is if you do flip it around, it's got straps. Like I say later in the video, guys, I personally don't use the seat, but you can, and it's got the straps here so that you can lock it on there. Don't have to worry about it coming off. Next thing, we've got the two tensioner straps. These are very important for safety. They go from inside of this, actually, in your little safety guide there. It tells you exactly how to use them, but it goes from the front of your seat down to the front of your platform, and the purpose of that is to keep your top taut all the time so you don't knock that down the tree.
Another thing we got is a huge upgrade from our other shoulder straps.
Big upgrade. Yep, so this is XOP's new for this year shoulder strap system. If you had their old ones, they were comfortable, but they weren't these. These come just like actually like a pack would be, basically. Super easy to install, super comfortable, and I think they're like 35 bucks, 40 bucks or something like that. So that's just another thing you get if you buy the stand. The last thing is just like all the rest of the XOP stands. It comes with the ultralight harness. You've got your two tree straps, your tether, and everything you need to go up and down the tree. It's a one-stop shop, guys. Let's get to the video. This thing is freaking phenomenal. So this stand comes in at 11.7 pounds. I got it at 11.2 whenever I weighed it in the house, but 11.7 is what they're saying online, so that's what we're going to go with. So luckily for me, guys, if you follow along the channel, you've seen teasers of this stand throughout the year. I got with XOP when they were designing this stand. We're going to do a whole podcast coming out over that, guys, but I've been hunting out of this stand almost exclusively all season. It has been my favorite. I can't say enough. This has been my favorite stand, and I'm super happy that XOP is finally putting this thing out for everybody else to use. So, like I said, if you've seen through my videos, I was successful with it in Kansas, and I was successful with it in Arkansas. Here you go right here. Does it work? Yeah, she works. So the first thing you've got here is just the gear strap. This is a generic gear strap. The only difference in it and everybody else's, this one says XOP. But that's a little add-on there. I don't run a gear strap on mine. I don't think it's needed. What I do use these for is secure my bag and such to it. Best thing about this, and I hope it stays this way, less than $500. And when it comes to a fold flat climber like this one, it is worth every penny. So we're going to talk about the way this thing stacks together. You've got three major points here. Let me see if I can get it up here for you guys to see. You've got this one right here in the middle. So basically, you've got a pin on the top. It slides through here, and then it just goes down in the notch. Same thing on that side and on this side as well. Now, personally, with my stand, I usually don't lock it. Like I said, I've been running it all year. But it's because I've got a big bag, and I've got a bunch of camera gear. So I end up using like bungee straps anyways to strap everything together. And so what I end up doing is I just put a shirt in between the two and then bungee all my stuff over it from here down to here. Works great, holds everything. But if you're a minimalist and you're running like one of the little pouch style packs, you can most certainly strap it just like this and you're good to go. One thing to remember, guys, is right out of the box, it's new, it's tight. So you're gonna have to get it, play with it, get that in and out a little bit wore out there so that it works like it should. But we're gonna go over the stand, we're gonna put it on the tree, we're gonna go over the big deals and how this thing operates, as well as some pointers that I have for actually using the stand. So, number one, the way this stand operates. Right here in the middle, as you can see, you've got one little turn knob and almost like a little thumb hanger there. So what you're going to do, we're going to back that dude off. Whenever you tighten it down, it keeps it in the lockdown position, so you don't get a bunch of rattling whenever you're walking in and out of the woods. But I'm going to do it here with one hand. You literally just raise it up, push it back. So I don't know how well you guys can see there, but you see that little notch in the bottom? That's a little bumper stop, basically. And the way this thing operates is once you get it up like this, you put that little bumper stop right up against there, and then you just screw it back down. You hear that? Me either, because it don't make no noise, baby. That's the biggest deal about it. It don't make no noise. Anyhow, that bumper stop is to secure it to make sure that it doesn't slide back forward if you were to get it in some kind of bind. So go like this here. The next thing we've got is the clips over here on the side. So you do have the belt style cable. If you are not familiar with these belt style cables, you have got to get out and practice with it. Do not just buy one and go get on a tree. You're going to hate yourself for it, especially if it's a pine tree, because it's going to catch. But once you learn to butterfly your feet out, which is the way this stand is designed, it's not designed to have your feet forward. I'm not saying you can't do that, but that's not what it's designed to do. This stand is designed to kind of keep your feet out to the side so that you can get a really good hook and bend option whenever you're going up the tree. So once this thing's in, you got it like that. You want to figure out how to put it on the tree. It's left-handed or right-handed. You can use either one of them. But basically, inside here, there's a little hook. You push that, dude. That is your secondary safety device. So when you push it down, it clicks into place. Go like this. You're going to pull your cable out, go around the tree, put it back in. This top part up here does come with a seat. I actually did not run a seat on mine. I might actually go in there and grab mine out in just a minute to show it to you guys, because she's a little wore out. She's missing a little paint and stuff around it. But this is the seat. It's just a small, thin foam pad. Everything that you need. You don't need a whole bunch with this thing. It works perfect just like it is. But while we're talking about the seat, we'll talk about the size. So what you've got here is you've got a 16 by 8 seat. That's the actual seat space. I know you see this guy here. If you're like me, you're like, is that going to get in the way? It does not get in the way at all. The way that your body's shaped, how close the tree comes up to the back of the seat. If you get on this, you did something real special. It's not going to happen. The platform, I guess we can go ahead and talk about the platform itself as well. As you can kind of see that, kind of had to shove it down in there. Again, guys, this is a stand that you need to buy, you need to play with in the yard, and you need to get it all broke in, just like everything else. Set this thing over here to the side, and let's talk about the platform. So the platform operates almost the exact same way. Right there, that's where that center peg goes in, and again, there and there is where you will lock the top of the stand in. The other cool thing about these is that once it's out, I kind of use them as tie-offs. I'll go ahead and tie around like my pull-up rope and stuff like that around that, get it out of my way. This thing operates the exact same way as the other one because it's in the packed format right now. We're going to back this dude off all the way. It'll stop. You're going to grab this guy, pull forward, and it slides up into place. Now again, if you see on here, I don't know how well you can see it, there's a little notch in that metal. You want to make sure the slider goes back behind the notch and then pull it back forward to where it bumps up against it. Once it's bumped up against it, we're going to go ahead and tighten this guy down. Now she is ready to go on a tree as well. Now this is what I was talking about a while ago. See those cutouts right there? It's the perfect place to stick your feet outside. You'll stick your feet outside here, put your toes underneath the outside bar, ascend that way. Over here on the sides, clip system works the exact same way. Inside of here, you've got that gray tab. You just have to push that gray tab in and it turns it loose. And then you can break that dude loose, and then to slide it back, you just do like that there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and get on the tree, and I'm going to give you some pointers of how I operate this stand. Again, it's not a one-stop shop, one all be all. This is how I've used it. I've probably got, I would say at least 30 days of tree time in just this stand alone. I did end up being pretty beneficial and got to spend a lot of time in the woods this year. As y'all know, I save all my leave days to be able to do that. But yeah, let's go ahead and stop talking about it, start being about it, get this thing on a tree. So when I'm hanging this thing on a tree, guys, what I like to do with any of these kind of shaped stands, I will use the seat cushion because I don't have my extra shirt. Just so you're aware, that little tab I was talking about, that's how your seat sits on there. So it's just like that. Little tab's not in the way. It's super far back. But when you're climbing, having something here is super beneficial because you're going to grab a hold like this, stick your elbows in, and that's how you're going to go up and down. So anyways, what I like to do, guys, whenever I'm hanging any style climber, not just this one, is I like to put my top on first. Now, because these stands are smaller, one thing that you have to remember is that you're going to have a pretty good angle on the top. Now, if you can see here on this side, you can see there that I've got some sticking out over here. I'm going to go ahead, find me a spot, lock that one in, come to the other side, and tighten it up, because if I have what I like to call like slack line, tag line, I like to have that over here on my right side so it's out of my way, because this is my dominant hand. If I'm going to hang on to something, I'm going to be like this, and then I'm maneuvering stuff with my left hand. That's just a personal preference, but as you can see here, this is a pretty good size round tree, and it gets on there just fine. One thing about these stands that you need to remember as well, when it is compared to other stands, is this stand does have extremely aggressive teeth. So if you get into a soft bark tree, it digs, and if you're in a hard bark tree, it also digs. But just remember that. Again, I keep saying it over and over, but a stand like this style, you have got to get in the yard. You've got to play with it. Set that guy up there for right now. I guess I was so excited to do the video of it. I guess realistically, I should have probably put that on for you guys for the video. But it is what it is now. We're a day late and a dollar short, boys. All right. So the bottom, I'm going to do the same thing. Go like this here. Put it up against the tree. This is one plus side about it having the super extreme teeth back there, is that when you lean that dude up on there, she's on there. What I'm not going to do, considering I'm just going to keep this down low for you guys, is I am not going to put it at that big of an angle. One thing to remember as well, guys, is if you're using a stand like this, almost just like the old school open shots, if you guys remember those stands, you're going to have to adjust that top as you go up. So with like your traditional summits, old man climber, stuff like that, you would have your top and your bottom at an angle, and it was a guessing game. Like, oh, okay, I think that seems about right. When it comes to these stands, you don't necessarily have to do that so much, because the way that the top is designed like it is, you can just adjust it when you're up in the tree. So you've seen what I usually do, which, like I said, I go to the top first, and then I come down. Again, guys, I don't know if I've said this yet, 300-pound weight rating. So it is, it's big boy proof. Big boy proof. So as big a boy that needs to be in them anyways. Use over 300, you might want to just get a bigger stand. But anyhow, guys, so let's go ahead and climb up in this thing. I use the top kind of like a handle. I'll grab a hold up here, come up. As you see, little to no flex at all in this thing. So what I was talking about with the kick your feet out. So you come in just like this, and I'll bring the camera over in a minute to kind of show you better, but bring your feet and you just kind of do the butterfly effect right in front of those gaps that are in the side of the stand, and it makes it super beneficial. You can pinch, you can climb, you stick your feet out to the side, and the amount of time it takes to climb in one of these is insane. You can get up and down a tree like a daggum squirrel. And I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to bring the camera over in a minute, kind of show you guys what I was talking about. All right, boys and girls, this is what we got going on here. So these little hooks here is what I was talking about. So your heel kind of sits here, the end of your foot goes here, and you can use this to kind of side pinch with your foot, giving you super, super good control whenever you're climbing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this out of the way so I can show you guys exactly what I was talking about and how that I set my feet. So what I do is I come out here just like this. So you're on the outside. This V that is created here gives you a good spot over here on the side rail where you can go in, you can hook. This thing down here that kind of works as like a safety. So if you was to lose your footing and you come down from this angle, boop, it kind of contours with your foot and it hooks in right there. Whenever you go up, you've seen it just a second ago, but basically I'm going to be just like this, go up. But let's talk about the proper height and how to set one of these stands. I call it the knee-high rule. So if you've been using stands like this very often, or especially if you haven't been using them, this will be super beneficial for y'all. What I'm going to do, back this guy off so it's as close to flat as possible that I would be hunting out of up top. Bring this guy here. And let me show you exactly what I'm talking about by the knee high. So if you're wanting to be comfortable when you're sitting in one of these things, I go by the knee high method. So that's a little tall, right below your kneecaps. Whenever you're setting up, you got your kneecap, you got the little space right below it. If you set that dude right below your kneecaps, when I turn around to sit down, I have almost that perfect 90-degree angle there. Now, obviously, the front of the stand's kicked up because I'm down low on a tree, but I have almost that perfect 90-degree angle there. I can stand up, shoot, and I don't have to do a bunch of crazy stuff. The other cool thing about these stands are the saddle hunters and how simplistic this stand is and being able to use this for a saddle hunter. So for myself, if you pay attention to any of my videos over this last year, you will see a couple different times where I'm tethered into a tree. This is actually the stand that I was using for my platform because it is so light and it gives you so much room. And so myself, if I carry both, I take this guy once I get up to the top. If I was going to saddle hunt, I spin it over the side, I tether in here, I use this as a shelf, and now I have this extremely large platform to be able to use to saddle hunt out of. These things are absolutely phenomenal for whatever style hunting you're wanting to do. If you're a climber guy, they're great. If you're a lock-on guy, you go back and watch my video from Illinois, and one point in time, I actually had ran climbing sticks up the tree, and since this was more comfortable, I carried this up there and set it up like it was a lock-on because the way it bites, like I said before. Now, talking about the tensioning straps, when you buy this, there's a little piece of paper in there that shows you exactly where to put them and what to do with them. I'm not saying that you should do this. I'm not saying you should do this, but I'm going to tell you what I do, because if you pay attention to the channel, I am a minimalist, so I don't like to carry a whole bunch of stuff. Considering I do have camera gear and my bow, I usually end up running 2 different pull-up ropes. And what I will do is once I get up and I get set, I will take my pull-up rope. I'll extend this dude up. I tie my pull-off rope right here on the corner, down here on the corner, here on the corner, and here on the corner. And that gives me the same thing as those tensioner straps. Once you get up and you get your stand set where you wanted, I'll just pull the slack, tighten them down. And what that does is you don't want to be in the stand and bump it. And you can see you have to hit it pretty hard because the teeth are so aggressive on this stand. But you don't want to bump it and have it come crashing down to the bottom and make a bunch of noise. So that's what those straps are for. You put those straps on there, you tighten it up, and it keeps this taut so that you're not going to bump it, knock it down, make a bunch of noise, scare off the biggest deer of your life that you're trying to kill that day. All right, guys, now we're down out of the tree. Let's talk about the pros and the cons as I see them. As always, we're going to start with the cons, so we end with a smile on our face at the end, talking about the good stuff. So when it comes to cons, to be dead honest with you, I hunted out of this stand all year long. All year long. And every con that I thought I was going to have is on the stand that's in my shop over there. And it's no longer. Because every con that I had, I'd be on the phone with the guys from XOP and I'm like, hey, this is awesome, but, and they would change it. And then we'd get another one out and we'd try it. And then we'd meet up and we'd try it. And then I would explain to them why I didn't like this or didn't like that. And they're doing it themselves too. So really and truly, guys, all of the cons that I did have are kind of gone. If I had to pick one, it's the 300-pound weight rating. I know that there's the big boys on here. It's going to be like, why can't it be 350? But as a con, it just is what it is, man. If you're a 300-pound guy, your frame's probably bigger than 16 inches. Not for everybody, but in general. And if I was a 300-pound guy, I don't know that I'd want to be up in one of these. Not this one in general, in any of the small style stands. You're a big dude, get you a big stand, right? But really and truly, as far as negatives go, that's about it. If I was a new guy and I hadn't hunted out of these and hunted out of these style stands, I would say another negative is the break-in period on these. You most certainly have to get used to it, guys. Get it, buy it, get it to your house, pick 4 different type of trees, climb up and down them, because you're going to have to get used to that and how extreme these teeth are. You will absolutely love those teeth once you get up there and you're hooked in, because if you bump it 99% of the time, it's not going to fall. Your top, obviously the bottom's not going anywhere anyways, you got pressure on it. But when you're first starting out, these take some getting used to, because it wants to grab. That's what it's built to do. It's made to grab. The only other actual negative I have is probably going to be tree size. So when you're talking about getting in trees, I would say that tree over there is probably one of the smaller trees you're going to be able to get in, which is about the size of your thigh. You're not going to really be able to get into a tree much smaller than that because of the depth and the width in here. So when you get on those smaller trees, it does not like to bite as well. It is going to most certainly give you that dip. And it just is what it is. I'm not an engineer, so I don't know what made that happen. But that's probably the only thing. And I never ran into an issue with that, because now they're saddles. And so if I'm going to get into a really small tree like that, I take one stick and an aider and I go up and I hunt it out of a saddle. So the having to use a climber in one of those situations really isn't a thing anymore. But really, guys, that's the only negatives. Positives. Number one positive is how light it is. It is a super lightweight stand. It is built for a bow hunter. Gun hunters, don't hate me, but it's not built for you. It doesn't have a shooting rail. You can shoot with it and you can hunt out of it, but it's built for bow hunters by bow hunters. This thing is freaking phenomenal. Another big plus is the locking mechanism, how it locks in together. Again, guys, that's not something that I did, but it is definitely an option with them. The downside to that is, again, these things are made tight. They're precision. So you're going to have to get it out, play with it. Otherwise, it's going to kind of, you're going to have to fight it a little bit. Once you play with it, take it in and out 3 or 4 times, it's good to go. Another huge plus to me is the single point pivot. I don't have to fight with the side to side anymore. It is super easy. Sorry, I didn't have it backed all the way off, but it is super easy. Packs super flat, and just how easy it is to operate is freaking phenomenal. You don't have to worry about the side to side. Your only point of slide is right here. So again, you get it out, you just grab a hold of it, push it up, and make sure that you stop against that bumper right there. Yeah, guys, that's about all I've got. It's got a huge platform. It's got a comfortable seat. It's got plenty of room up here. This thing is freaking phenomenal. And listen, guys, this is the first product of their new drop. It is not the last. I've got every one of them. We're going to sprinkle them through over the next month throughout the videos. So make sure that you're here to see all of them. But for me, this thing is the best thing that has come out in years. It's freaking phenomenal. I hunted out of it all season. I was super successful with it. I didn't have any breakage. I didn't have any issues. And if you have followed this channel for very long, I am super hard on equipment. But anyways, guys, that's all I've got for y'all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, go to the homepage, hit the little bell up top. You never know where we're going to be. Until next time, guys, good hunting, and we'll see you from a tree.